Hey there, it's Colleen Coles. How are you today? I'm going to be talking today about how to get in the fast lane in your own life and really know what you want. Know what you want to do in your life, know what will have fulfillment for you in your life. And so if you're somebody who feels stuck, if you're somebody who feels unfulfilled in the job you have, or even just in your life in general and doing what you love or, living on purpose, this video is for you. And my name is Colleen Coles, and I'm a purpose alignment coach, and I help people get into alignment with what their true purpose is in the world, to go and find meaningful work and do what they truly love to do. And so today's video just comes first from an analogy I have. So when you're on the freeway, and you could be either in the fast lane or the slow lane, which lane would you be in if you don't know exactly where you're headed? So say you're going on vacation, and we've all been in this situation and it really sucks, but you don't know exactly the address of the place you're going, right? And so you might be driving on the freeway, but are you in the fast lane? Of course not, because you could be missing the exit. You need to make sure you're reading the right sign, and so you're going to be staying in the slow lane and going slower and slower and slower, right? Now, what happens when you really do know where you're going to go? You can jet down that freeway at 80 miles an hour, and you can be in that left-hand lane just zipping past the people who don't know where they're going. Why? It's not because you're better than anyone else. It's not even because you're maybe a more talented driver, right? It's not because you're talented at life. It's just that you know what you want, and it's that you know where you're going. So just because of that, clicked in knowledge, you can speed ahead of everyone else. Okay, I don't share this analogy just to say it's about competition or beating anyone, and I think that's true for you too, because the real point is that when we know what we want to do, we can really get in the fast lane, right? I mean, a lot of the times when we're feeling stuck, it's literally because our brain is turning off in certain areas that it's been using too many times. So the way that we turn those places in our brain back on is through action of getting into alignment of what we do really want to do. Boredom is because, in that feeling of getting stuck, is literally because we're shutting down. It's kind of like that person driving in the road who doesn't know where they want to go. They just keep getting slower and slower and kind of feeling like giving up. And it's not because they can't do it, right? It's not even because they're not meant to do it or meant to find where they really want to go. All it is that they just don't know where they're going. So how does this apply to your life? Are you in the fast lane, or do you feel like you're in the slow lane? Do you feel like you really know what you want to do? Do you feel like you know where you're really headed in your life? And if not, this is what we're going to talk about today. So the first step of really getting clear, getting in the fast lane, and really heading off to do what you're really meant to do in the world is by knowing what you want to do. I'm going to be sharing 3 ways today, and this is the first way to get into the fast lane of your own life. Okay, so just to give a little background, a little bit about me, this is where I was just a few years ago. I felt really stuck. I felt really lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but I was stressing out because I thought I did just a little bit before. I was an elementary school teacher, and I, once in the position, was good at it, and it paid well, but I just wasn't finding fulfillment in it for me, and I thought, what's wrong with me? I'm so confused. And after I decided to really let it go, I still felt myself saying, where am I going? And so the first step in getting out of that, which now I am out of that, I'm doing what I love, I feel fulfilled, I'm feeling aligned with my higher source, with my true self, and doing great work in the world. So for you, what you can do to do that, first step is to know what you want. So many times we think that we don't know what we want, and we feel like we can't figure that out. But what happens when we actually know what we want to do with our lives is that it gives us that momentum to really push forward all the bullshit that might come up in your way, such as the fear in your own mind, the shoulds that come up that say you can't do this, or you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be going for it. But all the people who are inspirations to us always did something that was totally off the wall or didn't have it done yet. It wasn't creative. Like all those inspiring, like the Wright brothers and any inventor you can think of. But to bring it back to you, those shoulds really keep us stuck. The shoulds really keep us in that slow lane. So when we tap into what we truly desire, what we truly want, that thing that you might be doing in your spare time that nobody knows about, you know, and you thought everybody does this stuff, but it's just what you really like. That's the stuff that will give you the clarity and the momentum and the drive to push through in that fast lane. So number 2 step is knowing what you want, but then knowing how to get there. And sometimes it can be hard to really know what we really want. You know, we might have so many options that it's tough to decide what would be the best path to take. You know, feeling so overwhelmed, maybe you have so many things you do love to do. And maybe even if you are clear on what you do really love, maybe you're having a hard time tapping in on how best to do that thing. Now, the second step on how to get there is really using your intuition to really go through. And so I don't want to go so deep into the intuitive part because that would be a really long video, but lucky for you, I do have a really great training on this at ColleenColes.com, and it's a video on how to trust your intuition and in turn self-doubt into confidence. One of my clients who is working with me to get past her fear and really start doing what she loves already really knew what she wanted, but she came to me because she thought she didn't. She came to me because her purpose, she thought, was not in the career she was doing. But similar to my story, she had studied for it, she had prepared for it, she was doing really great at it, she just wasn't finding fulfillment. She was feeling stuck, she was feeling disappointed, she was feeling caught in the drama, worried a lot, her time wasn't really valued, she wasn't really valued in her company, and so she wanted to start giving light towards what she really wanted to do. And so what we started doing together was getting clear on how she really already did know what she wanted, but using her own intuitive ability to know what next actions to take, right? So intuition can so help when we feel so overwhelmed, right? So how about for you? Where do you feel overwhelmed, and where do you feel like you can start to use your intuition to actually know which path to take? Because the third step now is to take action. So knowing what you really want, knowing how to get there using your intuition, and then the third step is just taking action, but doing it in alignment. Have you ever felt like you've done so many things in a day, or maybe even have a goal in mind and are doing so many actions to make that goal happen, but then at the end of the day, it's just not done, right? I know in my personal life, I've been so overwhelmed sometimes. We have so many options now and feel like, you know, with this quickening, like we need to do everything at one time. And when we're not in alignment with what we really want, or our intuition, the actions that we take end up being for nothing. They don't really contribute to one focused goal or that endpoint in your fast lane. So when we get into alignment and when we use our intuition and then take action from there, inspired action, that's when we can truly do the work that we're meant to do in the world. How cool is that? Which then has so many ripple effects through your own happiness of doing it in the world and through your own actual gifts being used in the world. So it's a double whammy. And I know this is the case for me, and it's like, okay, just so exciting. One thing that I think about when I think about taking action is how much we can really tune in and just go with where we want, because it's like, I used my intuition the other day. I was feeling, I woke up super early, and I remember thinking, I just want to go create this program. And I was super excited, so I like get up and I go to this office right here, and I'm ready to sit down and do this work. And then all of a sudden this thought comes in my head, and it's like, you know, but you should really start to meditate, because that's in your morning routine. Like, that's what you do every morning. And I remember just sitting there and being like, yeah, maybe I should. maybe I should meditate. Maybe, well, now should I? I mean, I want to do this, but like maybe I should meditate. And what ended up happening? I ended up sitting there for 10 minutes until I actually just made a decision. And guess what? I decided to just do what I wanted, and then I got back in flow with that. And it didn't really matter which I would have chosen to do. But the point is, after the fact, I realized, you know, just deciding that and feeling like I had to make a decision and like I had to do something I didn't really want to do really slowed my momentum down. Honestly, it took me out of the fast lane. And so what's cool is that once I was clear on what I wanted, I could go with my intuition of what that was. I then can take the action to do it, like to actually trust myself. And that can be the challenging part. But when we're clear that we can trust ourselves as our intuition, that's when we can really go for it and stay in momentum and do the things, take the actions that are actually in alignment and be effective. Because, for example, if I had done that, then that would have pushed me into more and more momentum and that clearer fast lane. So do you ever feel overwhelmed with all that you have to do? Like where do you feel you're ready to take action, but maybe you just don't know what actions to take? If that's you, I just want to offer an extended invitation that I feel I could definitely help you in that. So again, I'm a coach who helps specifically people get into alignment with what they're meant to do and what they feel they're really called to do, but maybe are having a hard time taking action on that based maybe off fear, you know, maybe you're feeling like you can't and that you shouldn't do what you really want. Maybe you don't feel you have enough time. Maybe there's a whole bunch of reasons holding us back. Maybe you're ashamed to do it. But whatever it is, you might have a problem. You might have a problem of not doing what you really want to do and not feeling fulfilled in your life and not feeling on purpose with what you're doing in the world, whether it be in your career or in the rest of your life, like just not giving time to what would truly give you fulfillment. And, you know, it definitely feels disappointing. It definitely can lead to lots of issues like depression and sleeping and even drinking a lot and just feeling like stuck, like we just started this whole video, just stuck. And you're not living a life of purpose, and it can be so frustrating, so frustrating. And so I have an offer for you just that can help you get clear. And all that is a free clarity consultation with me, which is an hour call of just getting really clear for you what is in your way, what is holding you back from doing what you really love. Why haven't you done it already? Why haven't you stepped up to really go for it and get into that fast lane? What's in your way? And so after that time, we'll come up with a step-by-step system and action plan for you so that you really can start to get into that fast lane in your life. Because I know how frustrating it can feel when we're feeling mediocre, or when our lives don't matter, or when we're not doing what we're really meant to do in the world, that there's so much more out there. And the truth is there probably is. And so don't let those parts of your brain just keep turning off and keep fading back away. We have good stuff to do in this world. You have a really happy, awesome life to live. And these are the steps that can help you. And if you need steps on how to do that, definitely you can find this. Join me for an offer for the clarity call, and that is at ColleenColes.com. And just also you can message me on Facebook as well. So I hope you have a great day. You know, the 3 steps again of just getting in the fast lane is knowing what you want, having the courage to claim it as well, knowing how to get there, using your intuition or just any other steps that you know you can take and want to take to get there. And then just taking the action is the 3rd step, taking aligned action, because it sucks when we take so many actions and they go nowhere. So I hope you have a great day today, and you are meant to do great things in the world. We all are, and so go out and get it. Here to help you, ColleenColes.com if you need it. Lots of love to you your way. Good night.